We got Jason Knight back here on the program. He's going to be taking on Makwan Amirkhani at UFC Fight Night 130 on May 27th. Jason, what's going on, man? How are you?
I'm doing good, man. Just slowly but surely busting my butt, trying to get through each day and hurry up and get ready and uh, train as hard as I can for this fight and prepare for anything that I think McWire might be throwing at me, and make sure that whenever the time comes down, I go out there and get the job done.
Yeah, no, I hear you on that. We'll talk about the matchup in a sec, but first, it's been a while since we've seen you in the cage. Of course, you last fought in December. What have you been up to since we saw you last? I know you had some, I think you had an injury or something like that. What have you been doing since we last saw you?
Man, just I took a little while off, probably about a month or so. Uh, just hung out at the house, spent time with my family, and got some much needed family time and home time. But after that, I slowly but surely got back in the gym. They give me the call from Makwan Amirkhani, and I've been busting my butt ever since.
And I know you're coming into this fight on two losses. What do you sort of take away from your last fight that you can bring into this fight? What did you sort of learn from that last fight?
Man, pretty much the only thing I learned from that fight is, don't go ahead and keep a fight if I was sick. I had strep throat, and I didn't get it to the week before the fight, so I just went ahead. I got a shot of penicillin, and I went ahead and fought anyways, and I thought that I would be fine. But probably a minute and a half, 2 minutes into the fight, I started gassing, and after that, I sat there and took a beating for a little while. But from that fight, pretty much all I learned was don't fight, sick. I guess you could fight with a broke hand or something like that, something that's not going to take away your cardio. But I went ahead and took the fight anyways, and whenever I gasped, that was the end of it.
Yeah, I mean, you didn't look like the same fighter in there, so that actually explains a lot. And yeah, it's one of those things I guess you have to go through sometimes. You sound healthy now. I assume everything. I mean, every fighter has a few injuries heading into a fight, but everything been good this camp?
Yeah, man, I'm feeling great. Feeling strong. Been getting better. Better, well-rounded, and trying to make sure that we're gonna go out here and get the job done. I'm ready to go out here and showcase some skills that I didn't even get to show in the last few fights because, unfortunate things. One I got caught, and then the other I got tired, of course. So, hopefully I'll be able to go out here, fight a good full fight, and showcase my skills.
And when are you flying to the UK?
I'm leaving out on the
Oh,
21st
nice.
to go to the UK. But I leave this Sunday. I'm going to go out and train in Albuquerque, New Mexico, New Mexico, and go and get some work in with Donald Cerrone.
Oh, so yeah, because I just talked to Brandon Davis the other day, and he's going down there too. I know Brandon's at Alliance right
Yeah,
now, but he's making the. So you guys are going to get to train together. That's great.
yeah, and me and Brandon's going to be going over there together.
Good. Yeah, he's a good training partner. Let's talk about your opponent, Makwan Amirkhani. He's been hyped a lot, but he's coming off a loss himself. How do you feel like you match up against him?
I feel like, it's just like any other fight. I think that, I can beat everybody. And, I believe that if I work hard enough, I can go out here and get it. So I think that, his takedowns are going to be maybe a little better than mine. But other than that, I think that I'll be able to stop him. I think I'll be able to stop most of the takedowns. And stand-up-wise, I believe I'm better. And I definitely believe I'm better on the ground.
And you talked about training with Donald Cerrone, in a little bit here. Has the bulk of your training camp just been at home, or did you do any other cross training?
Yeah, the bulk of my training camp's been right here at Allen Belcher MMA. We got plenty of good guys. We got Brandon Davis, Tyler Hill, both of those guys. One's in the UFC, and Tyler Hill, he's going to be on the contender June the 19th. So, we've got two guys around my size that's already made it. And then we got a whole buku of guys that are still right there on the doorway. So I get plenty of good training in at home. We had Craig Jones and Ben Eddy. They came out to work with us a little bit here this last week. I learned some great leg locks from Craig Jones, which no not necessarily that I'm going to try to go for a leg lock in this fight or anything, but I'm just steadily getting in good work and doing it right here at home. But I'm excited to go out to Albuquerque, get some work in with Donald Cerrone, get that high altitude training, and I just believe it'll be great for me right before the fight.
And how's the weight cut going? We're a few weeks out from this fight. Is that all going according to plan?
Man, I never have to worry about the weight cut until the week of the fight. I'm right now I'm maybe 160 pounds, fluctuating from 160 to 158. Oh, and then as long as whenever I get to the hotel or whatever that we're staying at, as long as I'm around 158 pounds, then they give me the go ahead, and I usually cut it Thursday, and I cut most Thursday morning, and then Friday. Or I'm sorry, most of it's Thursday night, and then early Friday morning cut the rest, and it comes off like clockwork.
How do you see this fight playing out on May 27th?
Uh, I see it either a hard fought decision or me getting a finish. I just can't see myself losing. I pictured it over and over and over in my head, and I'm not going out here to get another loss.
If you go out here and get a win, a finish, and you come out healthy, when are you looking to get back in there after this? Are you looking for a quick turnaround? Do you sort of have a plan after this fight?
If I win this fight, I was thinking about maybe July. I think there's a card in Chicago, I believe. I'm not real sure, but a guy named Damian Brown was kind of calling me out on Twitter, and I think he said that he wanted to fight in July in Chicago.
Well, I think that the Chicago card's in June, but there's a July card in there's one in I think there's one in Calgary actually in Canada, and then there's another one I think coming up in Los Angeles, but that's like early August.
Well, anyways,
Yeah.
uh, I would just like to fight somewhere in maybe July, just turn around, and if the Damian Brown guy, if he fits, he's been calling me out, I'll take him.
I like that. One more question I had for you too. I was looking at your Twitter bio, and I know you haven't updated it because I was reading the caption here. It says, "I'm a UFC fighter, and I know I'm new to the big show, but I plan to make big things happen for myself and my family in this sport. I will never quit." I mean, you've been in the UFC since 2015, so I don't think you're new to the game at this point. I think you're a bit of a veteran now.
I don't know, man. I don't get on there all that much. It's me. I'll get on my Twitter and every now and then post something. Same thing with Facebook, Instagram. I just don't get so caught up in the whole social media thing. But if you do get a response from me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, whatever, you can best bet you're not getting a message from my manager or my coach or something like that. And then you see some of these guys that stay on there constantly, and then they've got their manager sitting there typing shit for them. But I can't do that.
No, I hear you. I was just giving you a hard time. Last question for you here. You're obviously going to be on the airplane getting to the UK. What do you like doing on the airplane? Do you aside from sleeping, obviously, are you going to be watching any movies, or what would I find you doing?
Yeah, man. Usually, all I do is I get on there and watch as many movies as I can, stay awake as long as I can, and then once I finally do sleep, it's this uncomfortable sleep on the airplane. So I'm hoping that I'll sleep as much as I can, and that's about it. Try to make sure that I just keep drinking my water.
It's going to be an awesome fight. It's UFC Fight Night 130 coming up here on May 27th. Jason, it's always good talking to you, man. Just remind people where they can find you on social media, and if you got any sponsors or shout-outs, the floor is yours, man.
All right, man. I just want to thank everybody, fans, friends, and family, for supporting me. All my sponsors, thank y'all so much. On social media, Twitter is at Jason the Kid 23. Instagram at JTK the Kid, and Snapchat at JTK the Kid. Facebook, you can find my fan page as Jason the Kid Knight, or just my regular page is Jason Knight. But thank you so much for the interview, and thank you so much for taking out the time to show some interest in me.